Hey y'all, what's up? It's Noelle with Baker's Backyard Bounty. We are getting rain out the wazoo, and it's not set to stop raining for the next 10 days, meaning we're kind of at a decision point with our onions and our potatoes. Now, I was waiting for the onions and the potatoes, the foliage to completely die before I harvested them, just thinking that that might be the best attempt. This is my first year at growing both of them. However, with all this rain, there's a high probability that both could rot in the ground because they're pretty close to being ready to harvest. A lot of my onions have fallen at that 90-degree angle. Not all of them, so the ones that haven't, I'm gonna leave in. And some of the bulbs have gotten fairly large, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull those before I risk losing them to rot. That would be a shame. With the potatoes, they are flowering, which means they're putting some energy into flowering, less energy into making potatoes below the earth. But for good measure, I was gonna go ahead and leave them in until the foliage died. Again, I just don't want a bunch of rotted potatoes. That's a waste of time, energy, resources. So we're gonna dig them up today and just see what we got. I have very low expectations, that way I'm not disappointed. But anything we get, I'll be happy with. This was, again, our first year, and so I'm gonna have some grace and compassion and just continue to stay in that student frame of mind, learning how to grow these staple crops for our family. That's the deal, y'all. If you get into the mindset, which I'm so guilty of being like perfectionistic, totally outcome driven, you know, you're not gonna stay in gardening very long because bugs happen, weather happens, drought happens. There's only so much you can control. It's kind of the beauty of it. There's a lot of life lessons to be learned through that. So today I'm going a little bit palms up and just gonna say, all right, I did my best, and we'll see what we come up with.
That was so fast.
What did they get?
Strawberries.
Let's get digging. Land ho! All right, so we went ahead and started pulling some of the potatoes, and they were all about like this size. I have, you coming out, Lil? Those are yours, yeah? Like just small. And there were a lot of even smaller potatoes off the plants. So we actually just went ahead and left them, and we're gonna risk it for the biscuit. Because these are just like, these are fine, but I'd prefer to have some more if they're already started. Now with the onions, I had some white and some yellows that were flopped over, so they looked like this in the garden, that 90-degree angle. Ideally, you'd let all this foliage die off, but I don't want them to rot. So here's some of my yellow onions. I have about 5 of those. And then the white onions are even smaller, but I have about 5 of those. So we have a ton of onions in the garden over there. I say a ton, probably like 50 onions. So we went ahead and took these 10 out, and we're just gonna let the other ones go. They haven't flopped over yet, or they're not like super big, or even medium size yet. I would consider these to be pretty small. But again, it's our first year growing, and I'm just happy like something's actually happening. That's so cool, right, Soooo? You proud of Mama and Daddy? Yeah, we're gonna feed you for a week on this, and some onions. Yeah. So anyways, sorry for the suspense, but good to know that things are happening. So this is what we pulled from the yard today. A few potatoes, about 10 onions, and some eggs. And here's the deal, hope to have many more days like this where we're harvesting. But how cool, it's in our backyard in suburbia. We're producing. And while we're out here, we want to show you guys just a couple things that are coming up in the cut flower garden, because why not? My zinnias are about to pop. Let me get that to focus. This is the Queen Lime Blush variety here. Come on, now I got a baby in my hand. There we go. Still getting some strawberries coming in. These are actually pretty good size. They're doing much better over here than in the raised bed. Bachelor's Button popping. Pretty blues. I'm so excited about these dahlias, which are about to pop. I went ahead and staked them with just some bamboo I had on hand in case the winds try and snap them. So we'll have dahlias soon. Look at all that beautiful green. That big dahlia in my whiskey barrel is also about to bloom. Sunflowers still growing up tall. And I had no clue what variety of tomato this was, but I am tickled pink that it appears to be a blue boar berry from Wild Boar Farms. Their seed collection, looking very good. So those are cherry-sized tomato. Hey girls! Louie, did you get trapped while we were harvesting onions? Come here, I'll help you. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today. Stay dry if you're in the wetlands like we are. May you find the bounty in your own life and all the beauty that it holds. And we'll see you soon.